What's up, y'all? This is Aaron Mallory, aka MrLetGo, and we're going to have a very important conversation. And we're going to start with a particular question. What can you and I learn from Brittany Renner? This is way deeper than you can ever imagine. Let's get it.
For a long time, my mom and I were at odds because I didn't understand her. I didn't know why she didn't want to be around. And a part of me resented her, like, why are we being raised by my grandparents? How come I'm not enough? Like, how come you don't want to be around?
Yo, first of all, shout out to Brittany Renner for opening up about this. Something I want to help you guys with. She asked a question just in her mind or to her mom. Why was I not enough for you to come around? That's not necessarily the best question to ask. You can ask whatever you want, but a better question to ask that will really give you clarity on who you are as a person and who you were as a child and who your parents were as people is not why was I not enough, but why were you as a parent not enough? See, that's the biggest thing that people don't really pay attention to. When your dad left and didn't say goodbye or never showed up, or your mom gave you to your grandparents or whatever, if your parent abused you, neglected you, whatever your story is, it wasn't that you weren't enough. It was that they were not enough. Let me give you an example of my situation. My mom was an amazing parent. I got best friends that loved my mom because my mom was so much of a dope parent. But there was one problem. She, not me, she did not feel like she was enough. My mother, just like your mom, just like your dad, had low self-esteem. And she dated dudes that weren't necessarily on her level on purpose. Because even though she was smart, college educated, and all this stuff, somewhere deep down inside of her, she didn't feel like she was enough. So she made decisions off of that insecurity. Same thing with your dad. You want to know why your dad left or why your dad just never came around? There's a good possibility that he didn't feel like he was enough. He may have felt like he was an embarrassment. He didn't have enough money. He didn't have whatever it is that was needed to be a good father. So he just didn't come around. Same thing with your mom. It's not about us as children being enough. We were children. Children don't have to be enough. Parents do. And that's why I'm so hard on parents. Because we have to be enough before we start having kids. Because your embedded insecurities, your resentfulness to what your parents did to you or whatever is easily going to come straight out of you and trickle down to your kids. So if you as a parent, just like your parent did, if you feel like you're not enough for whatever it is that you feel that you want in this world, it's going to affect your kid inadvertently. Your insecurities, your abandonment issues, your need for love, or your feeling that nobody's ever loved you, all those things are going to come out of you and affect your kid in some type of way. So for anybody who felt like they were not enough, your parent or parents were the one that were not enough. And for whatever reason, them feeling like they weren't enough caused them to do this or do that. And it affected you. But just remember, that part of you is still inside of you. And if you as a parent now don't think that you're enough, you're going to inadvertently make your kids feel like they're not enough because you don't have enough to share. I'll say it again. You feel like you're not enough. You're not going to have enough to share with your kid. And you're going to keep the cycle going and have your kid feel like they're not enough. then they're going to grow up feeling like they are not enough. And they're going to make their kid feel like they're not enough. You have to be a whole person emotionally to be able to start rationing yourself out to your kids or to your mate or to anybody else. So you'll easily have enough of you left. So you won't feel like you lost yourself in your kids or a man or a woman. So if you don't feel like you're enough, focus on that before you start finding something that you don't know what is missing in another person. Like the other part of what Brittany Renner said. She felt like if she gives and gives and gives to a man, she'll finally be enough. All you're doing is just making yourself less enough for another person. Because the truth is, we don't want you to give us anything as men. We want you to share instead of give. Because if you lose yourself as men, we ain't gonna want you no more. And you're gonna be pushed to the side, feeling like less than you were before you met us, wondering what happened. Stop giving yourself to men, especially when you already don't feel like you're enough by your parents. So when I hear Brittany say this, it breaks my heart, but she's asking the wrong question. So for anybody who felt like they were not enough, you were. Your parent or parents were the one that were not enough. So let me know what y'all think about this. Comment below, because I want to talk about this in the comments.